It's extra time.
Extra!
Welcome back, Hometown East Tennessee. I'm Shannon.
I'm Bailey.
And we're neighbors, and we like talking about our hometown.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Anything else.
Actually, we usually squeeze a little bit of the hometown stuff into it.
But we get sidetracked.
We do. I'm terrible at getting distracted so badly. But we're gonna start off talking about local stuff. This is the extra. We don't usually, as if we come up with a topic for most other things, but especially for the extras, we talk about whatever it is that we feel like.
It usually ends up being TV, movies.
Right. Although this time I want to start off talking about coffee. I have never been a coffee person. When I went to work, I had to start drinking coffee in the mornings because I would go to places and coffee was the only choice. These guys are drinking coffee all the time. So over the last maybe 15 years, I've started drinking coffee. And I've really learned what good coffee is, what bad coffee is. I make coffee here. I have caffeinated coffee for the morning. I got decaffeinated coffee for the evening.
Yep.
So I've always got my coffee. And only recently I discovered non-dairy creamer. Believe it or not, 47 years old, just discovered non-dairy.
Which is weird because most of it is non-dairy.
Yeah, so I found that out. So, but these are the flavored ones: Almond Joy and Reese's Cups and that kind of stuff. So I've been drinking coffee at home, but that's been making me want better coffee when I go out. And so downtown, we had one coffee shop for a long time. It did not serve coffee.
Which one are you talking about?
I was talking about the Acoustic Coffee House.
Yes.
I was throwing you a curveball.
I mean, they did serve coffee. You just didn't order it.
They eventually stared serving coffee, but back in the early days, I went in there and would literally go, "Can I just get a cup of coffee?" Like,
What that means is no one ordered coffee, so they never made coffee, so they never knew how to make coffee.
So I was the guy they would make coffee for occasionally. And I was like, really? And so they opened up a place downtown in the 90s where Holy Taco is now. And that was the first real dedicated coffee shop that I ever saw in downtown Johnson City.
Do you remember what it was called? Because I thought Halo was in there.
Halo was after this coffee place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it
Halo,
didn't last long.
It lasted a year or two. My friend Jeremy worked there, and he could tell me what it was, but unfortunately, I don't remember anymore. But it was a real coffee shop in Johnson City. You go in, you hang out with your hipster friends, you drink some coffee, pinky up, and it was all right, but it didn't last. They were the ones that put that little, the pub out back in Holy Taco.
Yeah.
They originally built that because they were like, coffee's not making money. We need to start selling beer, and then they sold out to Holy Taco.
Halos.
I'm sorry, you're right. They sold out to Halos, who I knew the owners when they first bought it up, and they were so excited. And then they became Holy Taco after that. So yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Flash forward, now we have two places to get coffee downtown, right?
Yes.
I mean, that specialize in coffee. We've got the Willow Tree.
Yes, and then we have Dos Gatos.
And Dos Gatos, which had been Nelson's, and they served coffee.
Well, it wasn't Nelson's. It was in Nelson's. It was called Brew Plum.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But
I forgot.
They have rebranded to Dos Gatos because they've got Dos Gatos.
Or they did have Dos Gatos.
No, they still have Dos Gatos.
That's true. They have Dos Mas Gatos. The original cats. I remember the original cats from way back when. But yeah. So I go downtown, and I'm like, I want a cup of coffee. I'd had lunch already at Ole Guacamole. I'm like, I would really like a cup of coffee when we go back. Where do I go get a cup of coffee? Yeah, I've known Dick Nelson for a long time now. We go way back. I should get it from Dick. Oh, but Terry's a good friend, and we even shot a video at Willow Tree. I should go get it from Willow Tree. Oh, but Dos Gatos, they have some really fine, they can do some really great coffee type drinks. But they got the Chunky Monkey at the Willow Tree. So this is me standing in the middle of downtown. My lunch break is running out. And I'm like,
you just need coffee.
Where do I get coffee? And that is what happens every single time. And then I'm like, so what do?
Don't get coffee?
I came up to Open Doors. And I got Open Doors coffee, which I could walk to from the Techno Bohemia compound.
Yes. Well, you know, what I do, because I work downtown now, or I have an office downtown now, is I just switch.
Yeah.
I go back and forth between Dos Gatos and Willow Tree. And also, I want to bring up, in Johnson City, we also had another coffee house in the aughts. Not downtown, but near Carmike, which is now AMC. Cow and Coffee.
That's right, Cow. I literally never went there. I remembered it was there for a long time. I never avoided it.
They had ice cream and coffee, and I went there all the time with my dad to get coffee and coffee drinks when I was a middle schooler, I guess that would have been.
I kind of regret not going there, but there's something about that spot. Ever since it was a Baskin Robbins originally, I have not been to. I can't think of anything I've been there.
I've been to Lola's once or twice, which has been in there now for several years.
I did have cocktails there. The cocktails were fine.
Yeah, they're fine. But they got Cow and Coffee got put out of coffee.
Put out of coffee? Oh no!
Put out of business by Starbucks.
At least they weren't put out of Cow. Oh no, not Starbucks.
Starbucks came in. I think Cow and Coffee lasted a year or two, maybe. After that,
that's the way Starbucks works. They put the local places out, and that's. I have to go back and correct. There are more than just a few coffee places, but there aren't any locally owned. Locally owned, it's up here at Open Doors, Dos Gatos, Terry's Willow Tree, and then there are two. Well, there were two. Yeah, there are two Starbucks across the street from each other on State of Franklin. There's the new one, and then there's the one in the Cave. It used to be at the Cave. It's now in the middle of campus at ETSU. I just do not like Starbucks coffee. It's nothing against the corporate practices. It's nothing against them. I don't like the flavor of their coffee.
I do like Starbucks coffee. I won't pretend otherwise. But to me, it's just not convenient. Like, I get Starbucks coffee when I'm going out of town.
Yeah.
Or if I'm on a trip. Like, where I am located or where we are located and where the Starbucks are, I just don't.
You're right.
I don't get over there in the morning, and I don't drink caffeine in the afternoon.
All right, and there's another one up on.
On North Roan.
North Roan. I forgot about that one.
Oh, the OG.
Yeah. And then I guess there's the Joe Muggs in the Books A Million.
Oh, is that still there?
It's still there. I was there the other day.
And then the Starbucks that's in Barnes & Noble. That's not called Starbucks, and you'll get into a lot of trouble by calling it Starbucks, but it's Starbucks. So technically we have 4 Starbucks.
That's too many Starbucks. And I was always worried that Starbucks would come to town and take over.
There was also a coffee shop in the mall in the aughts, but I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, that's right. It was a nice little place.
Yeah. I cannot believe I'd forgotten about
that. And it was local. It was a local place. They eventually opened up on State of Franklin, up where the little Roots Coffee House is now. Roots Coffee House. They're a Vietnamese Cambodian restaurant that serves Vietnamese coffee, which is fantastic. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't really drink a lot of it. But it's delicious. If you haven't had a Vietnamese coffee, I highly recommend it.
You know what I was just reminded of too, now that we're talking about the mall, or now that I brought up the mall, the candy store in the mall, which is now a maternity store, which is fine. But why couldn't they have merged the two?
Seriously.
Pregnant women need candy. But it was the only place I knew I could get those little gummy Coca-Cola bottles that tasted sort of like
I'm
Coke.
Gummy intolerant too.
You like gummies?
Oh, gummy just it makes my spine tingle. It's so awful. I can't do. I love jelly beans. I love gumdrops. But a gummy anything, I'm out.
They're not my favorite kind of candy, but they're like the Coca-Cola bottles. Loved those. Man, there is a candy shop still in downtown Jonesboro.
Yep.
And I should really go there.
You can there's another place with bulk candy.
I love bulk candy.
My
I don't eat a lot of candy.
wrapping around it.
But put me in a bulk candy store and I will buy
I would go to that place in the mall and I would load up, especially in the winter, and fill my pockets and then go to the movie theater up above it, and I would just eat all of this candy that I got from it. By the way, I'm diabetic now.
Life lessons. You know, there used to be a Dollar General or a Dollar Tree-esque store in the strip mall right above Carmike, which again is now AMC. And I remember I used to go up there and get candy and hide it because no one ever checked you.
No,
at Carmike.
And they still don't.
No, they still don't. Although they might start now if they see this video.
Things that I have snuck into movie theaters. A short list by Shannon. Coffee.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
A 2-liter of soda.
That's impressive.
Took a little work.
Yeah.
When I watched the first Harry Potter movie, I was eating a full Subway meatball sandwich with chips and a drink.
Did you just put it in your pants?
It
And
was
like you were like
It was in my pants.
you yell, you're like, stop looking at my
whenever anybody was looking at it, I would just look at them back going,
That's right. And they're like, don't go into that movie
and then
theater.
just go ahead. But yeah, I mean, I pigged out for Harry Potter. That was my thing, and I've 2 hamburgers.
That's impressive.
And
I've never taken proper food.
Once I snuck in an entire Chinese lunch.
That's actually impressive.
You used to have this huge coat with massive pockets.
We should have a section of the show where we're just like, what can Shannon sneak into a theater?
I can do it. I have a lot of experience sneaking stuff in. I've also snuck in human beings. I hope nobody at the movie theater is watching this, but this is a long time ago, and this was reel to reel, and I was a punk kid, and Rocky Horror was I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night for 5 years. I was at Rocky Horror, and we snuck in so many people into that theater. We knew every access door, every back. They watched the back doors, and we would just take them in through the back door of a different theater.
Oh, I know people now, like grown middle-aged humans who still sneak into movies even though they can afford it and will eat popcorn. Like if there's a thing of popcorn on top of the trash can.
Oh, you see.
I'm like, yeah, that I can't do.
I don't think I could do that.
I could eat after people.
Sure.
But I'd have to know them.
But just pulling it out of the trash can, there's no telling what happened before. Because when you're getting ready to throw it away, anything goes.
That's true.
Anything goes.
Gum.
Ugh. Yeah, the worst things. But yeah, I've been a moviegoer for a long time, and it was a challenge.
Yeah. You know what I haven't seen yet?
What's that?
Super Troopers 2.
Oh. It's worth seeing it. It's a love it or hate it movie. There is no in between. I've not come across anybody that thought it was all right. They love it or they hate it. I loved it. I laughed all the way through it.
My brother and I, we were in Charlotte in June. There was one night, we were just there for a long weekend for a conference, and we were like, why not tonight? We just stay in the hotel room, get food in, watch a movie. We watched Beer Fest, which we had seen a million times before together.
It never gets old.
And what's funny is it's been probably 8 years since I've seen it, and it's their humor. Broken Lizard. Blue Lizard is the suntan lotion.
Right, I've made the same mistake.
Broken Lizard. Their humor seems so dumb, but when we rewatched it this past June, there were things I was still picking up on, even though I had seen it a billion times as a teenager. Loved it, always loved it.
They just layer it in.
It's so layered. You just see, and there's so many visual jokes in there. There's so much going on in one scene that I was still noticing stuff, and we had to pause it several times just so we could stop crying. It's awesome. So good. So I haven't seen Super Troopers 2.
Super Troopers 2. The number one complaint about it, people are saying, at least my friends have said, it's the same humor as Super Troopers 1. I'm exactly. I just wanted more of that. Right. Don't screw it up by changing it a lot.
No, don't try to be grown up. Broken Lizard never grow up. It's fine.
They did it right. Just the opening alone is what I want from Broken Lizard. They get it right. Man. They really get it right.
I will say that I love Super Troopers, the first one. Beer Fest, though, is probably my favorite.
Beer Fest is brilliant.
Beer Fest is so good.
Now after Super Troopers, they followed up though with Club Dread.
Oh, I liked Club Dread.
I never liked it. It didn't know if it wanted to be a real horror movie or if it wanted to be a comedy, and it just never managed to be either.
Well, there's also Slam and Salmon.
I never saw that one.
That was a restaurant one where they worked.
Oh, I had no idea. I need to see that. I got to find that one.
I think I've only seen that one once. But yeah, that one's, I mean, that one to me is the weak link. I still enjoy it, but that's the weak link for me.
There's another idea for some content for our channel. We'll watch a movie. We'll just turn the camera on, put the GoPro on, and record us watching the movie.
Yeah.
I'll go through, take little bitty bits out of it, and you'll get to see Bailey watching my favorite movies, like. And then she'll go, "This is the funniest movie ever," and I'm just crying like a baby. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
But maybe just review the movies with some clips.
Because we should get back to having movie nights.
Yeah,
we used to have movie nights, but then we got a little busy.
Also, we're doing this every week, and so we would watch movies about once a week, and it was just starting to become a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
But now I think we got it balanced by pre-recording.
Yeah, we're getting back to... My business is finally evening out. So
oh, yeah, that's right. You spent a whole...
Because I started a business this year.
6 months just trying to get that started.
Yes. Oh, that's man, if you want to start a business, do it. But it'll kick your ass.
Right.
It's not...
That's why everybody doesn't have a business.
That's true. It's like having a baby, just worse because it lasts longer.
Oh, jeez.
It's like the birth process is actually the 9-month part,
and it's
not
just as expensive.
Yes. Yes. And actually, that's what. So my car's not working currently, and now I'm finally. After starting a business, finally starting to get to where my finances are back.
And it's amazing what you can do when you really can't go out to get distracted.
That's true.
I've been there. I know what it's like, and I got a lot of great stuff done when I was between cars.
Yeah, and I just ordered new saddlebags for my bike, so I'm really leaning into the cycling thing. I even started wearing a helmet.
You probably should.
I know.
If you're going to ride a lot.
See, that was my reasoning. I was like, if I'm riding multiple times a day,
right,
increasing my risk, I should probably protect the noggin.
I really think that's wise. Yeah. And I can throw things at you a little more effectively that way.
That's true.
I don't feel as bad.
Well, speaking of TV and movies, well, movies really, but I started watching Black Sails. It's on Hulu. Have you seen it?
No. Is it a Hulu original?
No.
Oh,
it's Stars.
Oh, I had no idea.
So it's about pirates.
Okay.
Nassau.
I'm in right now.
Pirates on Nassau. And it took me a few episodes to get into it, but it's very, it's a Stars show, so it's what you would expect. Mm-hmm. Violent and sexual.
Excellent.
But there's also story. It's really good.
I'll check it out.
When we went to the liquor store yesterday together, and he was looking for rum, and I kept wanting to, I was like, yeah, I'm in the mood for rum, but I don't know why. Why am I in the mood for rum?
A pirate's life for you.
It's because I'm binging Black Sails.
It sounds like I'm gonna get into it because I got into Vikings.
Oh, I love Vikings.
I watched half a season out of order. I skipped half a season and I watched like 5 episodes before I realized I'd missed half a season. I'm like, I just thought maybe I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And now I have to go back, and so it went off the rails. But that sounds like my kind of show. I think I dig that.
Black Sails and Vikings is very similar, and I will put another plug in, or I will put a plug in for Harlots. Have you seen?
You're not
Harlots?
the only one that's told me about Harlots. I've got that added to my queue, but I just haven't taken time to watch it. I know people that love Harlots.
Oh, I love it, and I just binged. They just came out with the 2nd season. I binged it probably in 2 days, and now it's going to be another year or something. Wow. And I am
right.
Maybe it's 3rd season. I can't remember. Sorry.
I've been watching just a wide variety of stuff. I subscribed to Shudder a few weeks ago. A friend of mine had given me access to her VRV account, which is an anime. Mm-hmm. It's an anime thing. I don't watch a lot of it, but she would come over here and want to watch an anime show, so we put it on and I would watch it. And I it's all right. But then I found it had Shudder as part of the service. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I can watch just horror movies. It's a horror movie streaming channel.
I wondered if that's what that was.
Yeah, it just specializes in horror movies. So I'm like, oh, this is great. And they had a lot of good stuff. But then that VRV app just kept crashing. It was just terribly unstable. I couldn't load episodes. I couldn't watch anything. So I'm like, screw it. Bought Shudder. It's like $5 a month. So I'm going to keep it for a few months. And it has old classic horror movies I haven't seen since the 80s. It's got modern, brand new horror movies. It's got indies. It's got big names. Great variety. I've been just binging all this great stuff.
Speaking of horror films, so I've got two things to tell you. I'm going to try to remember both of them. Suspiria. The new Suspiria apparently made...
the new one.
Well, it's not out yet.
Oh.
But apparently made Quentin Tarantino cry.
Wow.
And Dakota Fanning needed therapy afterwards.
Damn.
So...
I mean, I love the original. I'll see it.
I think it's Dakota Fanning. Second thing, I started watching this show called Knock Knock Ghost on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but...
when you start your review with it's terrible.
It's terrible.
I'm intrigued.
It's a Canadian ghost hunting show in the vein of like Ghost Hunters, but it's two campy gay guys with a medium who it either seems like he's fed up with the whole thing or he's trying to make jokes, and it's very bizarre. And it's also one of those shows that you just can't seem to stop watching.
I'll watch an episode.
It's not scary.
Usually,
I wish it were.
When you recommend something, I end up liking it. I mean, I was making Hello from the Magic Tavern jokes to you today.
That is true.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So I'll give it a try. I'll check them out.
It's odd. It's an odd show.
I tried watching the new Matt Groening Disenchanted show on. It's from the makers of Futurama.
Yes. I haven't seen it yet.
It was on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Not thrilled with it. That's
what I've heard.
It's cute. The animations are all right. The characters are
That's what I've heard.
They're just there to deliver jokes, but I just don't laugh. I don't have those moments in Futurama where I just would guffaw. It may only be once an episode, but there would always be something, and this one just doesn't grab me. Maybe I'm just not into fantasy as much as I am sci-fi. I don't know, but
see, to me it's one and the same.
Yeah. See, to me there's
distinct.
an important difference.
Yeah.
And here's my difference. In sci-fi, you have to say I'm a super scientist, and here is why this death ray is going to wipe you out, and here are the rules under which it exists. In fantasy, I am a wizard, and this happens because I say it happens. And that's the difference. In sci-fi, you have to have a structured reason things happen. That's really it. That's the only difference.
So basically, realism versus sort of, this is absolutely not going to happen.
In fantasy, magic is just pulling things out of anything, and I like having the reasons. I like to believe it.
You know, it's funny, now that you mention it, you know what I want back? What? Oh, fuck. I can't... Seth MacFarlane show, the Orville.
The Orville. Yes.
I kept wanting to say the Oric, but it's not a vacuum cleaner.
That show turned out to be 100 times better than I ever thought it would be.
It's so good because it's not Star Trek, but it's also not Seth MacFarlane's usual bullshit.
But here's the thing. It's more Star Trek than Star Trek has been in 10 years.
I guess I should say it's not...
They lifted the social aware Star Trek story, and they are almost out Star Trekking Star Trek. They're just going back through the Next Generation episodes and picking their favorite parts, and then they're just kind of adding a little joke to it, but they're still playing it straight. They're still going through the dramatic beats.
It's funny, but it, like I said, because every time I mention it's Seth MacFarlane when I'm recommending the show, so many people are like, and I get it. I totally get it. I think Family Guy should have gone off the air a long time ago, but it's not the usual Seth MacFarlane. It's his genius, if you're willing to give him that. It's his genius without his overbearing, like, overdone bullshit.
I think it's important that the show doesn't try to cram jokes into every second.
No, it's wonderful the way it is.
The jokes make the crew so much more human than any Star Trek crew ever could be, because Star Trek crews were limited, in my opinion, They were limited by the fact that they had to be perfect. They lived in a utopia. They didn't have the foibles that you and I have because they've evolved past that. In the Orville, they haven't evolved past
humans.
crap.
No, they're just humans.
The first episode is about a guy dealing with his ex-wife having to work with him.
It's true.
It's brilliant, and then that just goes on through the whole series, and it gives a tension that I think really sets a lot of it off.
It's a really good show.
In that same vein, since we're free associating,
I know. Yeah, that's just how this is.
Did you see Black Mirror episode?
San Junipero?
Is that the one that's the Star Trek homage?
No.
They did. And I knew the name until I tried to think of it, but
I know.
It takes place in a Star Trek universe, and it totally deconstructs.
Yeah.
It starts off as a perfect cheesy homage to the original Star Trek, and it gets dark, and it becomes a real play on identity and freedom, and it really works in this context. It's an adult version, and I've heard rumors that they're talking about a series of it. I don't see how it could possibly be a series, but if you only watch one episode of Black Mirror, that's the one.
Well, you know, it's funny. My brother recently said almost the exact same thing to me. He said, if you watch one episode of Black Mirror, let it be San Junipero, which is the one where the girls meet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, I enjoyed it. I won't spoil anything.
Yeah.
I will just say to you, the one thing I didn't like about it, and this is generally true for me when it comes to hour-long shows, and I don't mean 45-minute shows, I mean hour-long shows, is that I either want less or I want more. Yeah. Like I get...
Black Mirror does that really well. They ride that line.
Oh, well, see, to me, it was annoying.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I either wanted less or more. Like, I don't... There's too much story. It just needed... I enjoyed it.
I got you.
But I'll watch this Star Trek homage one.
That one, and it could be argued that one actually goes on a little too long, but another thing I liked about that one is it took all of the, it's an anthology show. In case you don't watch Black Mirror, it's an anthology show. Each episode is its own thing. But as you go further into the second season, they start doing throwbacks to the technology. Technology is at the heart of it. They do throwbacks to the technology in different episodes. So... That one, the Star Trek-y episode brings all of the previous technology in, and it all becomes an active part of what's going on. Yeah. And I just really love that little dimension. Yeah. That the only thread between all these stories is the technology they invent. Yeah. And not even the use of the technology is the same. Yeah. But you can tell that this was built off of this previous episode. Just neat little things. So... Where were we? Oh, I watched Better Call Saul. Love the show. Just a beautiful show. Yeah. The writing, it's not Breaking Bad. It does
Which
not.
Which is good, because I did not like Breaking Bad.
I loved Breaking Bad.
I know a lot of people did.
I love the depth and the characters in it so much. Better Call Saul is its own thing. But you're watching these characters that maybe just were on Breaking Bad for... a few episodes or a short arc, you now realize who they were coming in, and they just have this great way of writing them so that you're surprised. It's like, I never knew this person liked that type of music, or they did this. They're just giving these tiny little character points that are making these characters a little bit better. Makes me appreciate them a little bit more. Doesn't affect the story they're telling in Better Call Saul at all. But if you're into it, it's like, Well,
and Bob Odenkirk is amazing anyway.
The best thing I can say about him is he doesn't even try to be the center of the show.
That's good.
He just lets go, and that ensemble cast does the rest. Mm-hmm. And they'll do so much without saying a word. And it's kind of irritating, because I'm trying to work and watch Better Call Saul.
But you have to be watching.
Oh, yeah. There's like 10, 15 minutes of silence as just amazing acting is going on in the screen. I'm like, this'll wait. So I had to binge it just to finish it.
Yeah. I wish I've binged something else recently. I can't for the life of me remember what it was, and now I'm frustrated about it.
I know what you mean. I've watched several things just because I've had a lot of time to stay with the family, and I've had to watch things. But nothing really of consequence. Lots of old horror movies that if I had a different internet show, it'd probably be a classic horror movie show. Stuff that I get into, but I can't expect anybody else to be interested in this schlock.
And you know what's coming back soon is American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Which I have a love-hate relationship with. Last season, there was something on there that I did not want to see, but I saw it because it's them and it's very violent. And so now I'm nervous about this upcoming season because I am afraid to watch it.
I think they might go even further.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're going to go further, which I don't want.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I haven't watched it. I've never seen American. Well, no, I take that back. I watched the first 4 episodes, and they didn't keep my attention. They just. I love horror, but there was just nothing there for me, and I never watched again. Meaning to go back and binge watch it, and now it's 56 seasons, and I still haven't gotten back to it.
It's always been violent, or more violent than I would like.
Yeah.
But the way I came to it, and I don't. Maybe I've said this before on here, is that I was in Germany, and I had, during Halloween one year, and I was really missing Halloween here, or the month of Halloween here, because I was there for the entire October. And so I started watching American Horror Story because I'd already been through like all these other horror shows, and I just started watching it because I had a nostalgia about Halloween, and then I kind of got hooked on it out of necessity.
Nothing wrong with that. I've gotten hooked on plenty of shows that I've gotten hooked on shows. It's 5 seasons in, and I'm like, why am I still watching this?
And I think that might be what happens with. I'm not sure if I'll watch this next season.
And I have others that I was religiously watching it, and I get to a point where it's like, I'm sorry, show. Yeah. It's not you, it's me. I've changed. You have not. I have to go. CSI. I love.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 6, 7 seasons of that show. It was the same thing every week, but I ate it up.
House and Bones of the same.
Bones broke my heart.
Yeah. Because
I loved the first 5 seasons of that show. Was one of my favorite shows. The moment a baby came into it, nothing against your babies. Bones, the writing just didn't.
And I do think there is a bit of an issue. Part of what makes shows interesting is sexual tension between the 2 female and male. Well, it doesn't have to be female and male. It could be female, female, male and male. But when that tension is resolved, you really have to be a good substantive show, because there are so many shows that sort of revolve around that tension.
Right.
Like Bones, there was a lot to it, but a lot of the story.
To me, that's the difference between your formula shows and your shows with a good writer.
Yeah.
To me, I'm a big Joss Whedon fan. I came by it honestly. I watched the shows that came on, and he was the master of will they, won't they, will they, won't they. Oh, wait, they're together. Oh, no. And the story then goes, he could take that to another level that would just rip your heart out of your chest and make you suffer in ways that I didn't think a TV writer could make one suffer. And it was genius, and there have been a few shows that do that.
Well, did you see Modern Family? They just announced that in this next season, a major character is going to die.
Oh, no.
They won't say who or where they are.
That's another show that's been on my Hulu queue that I really want to watch.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it. Never seen an episode. I want to.
Modern Family is a good show.
I just have so little time, and when I do have time, I want to watch old bad movies, or I want to work on the show.
Understandable.
Editing takes up a good chunk of my week, and a lot of times that's just where it goes.
This isn't about, sorry.
It's okay.
This isn't about a TV show I binged, but have you seen Zero Theorem?
Oh, the Terry Gilliam
Yes, with
movie?
Christoph Waltz and Theory.
I was so excited when that came out. I wanted to go see it in the theater, but the showing I was going to go see got canceled. And then it came to Amazon Prime, and I was like, yes, I could finally watch it, and I never did.
It's now you can get it on, you can rent it on Redbox streaming.
Yeah.
Which is what I did because I'd wanted to see it. I don't know if you'd like it or not. Actually, I just love
Terry Gilliam movies in general.
It didn't get good reviews. Christoph Waltz's performance and Melanie Thierry's performance are amazing. But what it lacks, and I'm not even sure if it lacks anything. I think maybe it got bad reviews because it's Terry Gilliam and he's weird as shit.
He doesn't make a movie for anybody but himself.
Yeah, but whatever it lacks, if it lacks anything, it more than makes up for just visually and being weird. And I'd recommend it. I want to watch it again.
I need to see it. I really do, because I just love Terry Gilliam's visual style and his broken up storytelling. I mean, Brazil is one of my favorite movies. See, I always have to do this. Brazil, the European cut, is one of my all-time favorite movies. I can watch it backwards and forwards and learn something from it every single time. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, pure genius.
Yep. Every
bit of that movie is a masterclass to me in how to make a weird, cool movie. It all goes all the way back to even Jabberwocky, his first movie that he did with Michael Palin. Not a good movie. It came after Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but before Brazil, and it was more of a
period, right?
Yeah, it was more of a Michael Palin movie, but it still had its moments of, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I see where you're going, but then Brazil was on another level. It was just a cinema classic. But we talk about movies and coffee and malls.
And TV shows.
TV shows. What we've seen, what we want to see.
Yes. What we don't want to see.
Yeah, that's for sure. And coming up is the best month of the year. October's coming up in just a few weeks. I am going to redouble my efforts to work on our holiday special, but I'm having so much trouble getting through to the person I need to get through to work it out. And I don't know if we have enough time.
Even if we don't do what we're thinking we're going to do, we'll have a holiday special of some sort.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, we're less than 10 days away now from autumn.
Can't wait. This hot stuff is going to start going away. If you lived in the Technobohemia compound, you would understand how important it is for cool air to be outside the house as well as inside the house. And I can use my living room again.
Yes.
When it cools down, I can actually come in here and not cook. It's so great for so many other reasons too. But we love Halloween, and so probably most of October will be us geeking out somehow or other on Halloween stuff.
Exactly. And actually, I'm glad you said that, because I do have one podcast recommendation.
Yeah.
It is this is not new. I didn't discover this. A lot of people already know about it, but I just started listening to Last Podcast on the Left.
Oh, yeah.
Where they cover all sorts of things. Mostly anything weird, like murders, aliens, ghosts.
It's been around a long while.
It has been, but I just started listening to it.
I still find stuff like that. I'll give you a podcast recommendation. And it wasn't until it became a TV show on Amazon Prime that I knew it existed. Lore.
Oh, see, I started listening to Lore pretty early on.
It's fantastic. It is. It's one of those ideas I wish I'd thought of first. It's everything I love in storytelling. In my kind of horror is that it's kind of lost on most people. 1970s EC comics horror stuff, and it just falls right into that niche of stuff that I love, and I can just listen to it. I've spent entire days working just listening to Lore. Luckily, I've got years of episodes.
The only thing I hate... Well, no, you don't.
No?
No, it only started like 2 years ago.
No way.
Something.
I didn't realize it was that new.
It's pretty new.
I just started at the beginning.
Yeah. I always start at the beginning. It's not that old.
Cool.
And he only does it every other week.
Oh, okay.
So
I hadn't looked at the total number of episodes. I thought I had a bunch.
My only problem with Lore is how short the episodes are.
I like that.
I want more of it.
That appeals to me. I remember my last recommendation of TV shows. The show that I watch every single day. I don't think a day's gone by since I started watching last month that I haven't watched at least one 12-minute episode.
What is
it? It came on originally at 6 a.m. on Cartoon Network. It's called Steven Universe. It's rare that I find an original concept that grabs me so completely. I thought it was a kid's show. It looks like a kid's show. It came on at 6 a.m. It's a kid's show. Steven Universe is something special, and I really recommend you watch it. Just you have to watch it over time because it's telling a huge story, a tiny little piece at a time. It's not really very violent. It's very nice. Even the bad guys are like, well, I guess I can see the point. It's done in these pastel colors and this very. I hate to use this as a description, but it is a feminine style that the entire show is done in. The colors are always pastels, and everything's rounded. It's women are the central characters, and Steven is the little kid that is their ward that they take care of, and they're superheroes and aliens, but it tells a story so originally in a way that I've never seen it, that I highly recommend Steven Universe. It's
Steven Universe.
Every episode unlocks a new revelation of this completely odd original idea. It's pretty cool. I really recommend Steven Universe. I've not come across a show that made me that obsessed with it in a long time.
Well, do you know where people can watch it?
So Hulu is about the only place that I've found it. Although I think it's on the Adult Swim app. I think you can just go to the app and watch it for free. You don't have to log in or anything.
Oh, I remember the show I had binged recently is Alone. You ever seen Alone?
No, I don't know that show.
It's a reality show. I think it's on the History Channel, actually, where they drop 10 people into wilderness all alone. Like, so it's not a reality show where there's drama between people, but whoever survives the longest wins $500,000.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And I really liked it. I really like it.
You know what? I can't stop watching. Every time I'll go, I don't have cable, but I'll go to my parents' house, and this will be on when I'm flipping through. And if it's a marathon, I'm done for the day. Naked and Afraid.
Oh, I love Naked and Afraid. Partially because men are always the ones to break first.
It seems like it. That is the truth.
Pretty commonly.
Over and over again. But it's so awkward. The show is so painfully awkward.
But it's so addictive.
Yeah. I was like, let's see where they get bug bites today.
Who's gonna? Yeah. I think I read an article or read several articles about why we like survival things, survival shows. What's the book, The Hatchet, which you read most kids read as a kid. But part of the reason we like survival shows and stuff like that is because we as humans are so far removed from what we are meant to do, which is survive.
Right.
That there's part of our brain that is still very attracted to that kind of
Let's look in on what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. Like building huts, fishing.
Right.
Getting bitten by poisonous spiders.
Yeah. I know I go visit with Dad, and he's reminded me of when I was a kid, and I grew up in the country, and you know, if I wanted to sleep out one night, I would literally sleep out in the woods. I didn't take a sleeping bag or anything like that. That's how we were taught. It's like you just go out there and curl up in a tree so you don't get eaten. And it was just second nature. And now I'm like, I ain't going out in those woods. You kidding me?
Last time I went camping, I think it was like a little raccoon or something, but something in the middle of the night sort of rolled up on our camp and started exploring the tent outside with his little paws, and I just remember waking up to paws against the tent and sort of screaming and like rolling, like, you know, recoiling.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
And it went away. I scared it. Like, I think it was something really small, but you know, when you wake up 3 a.m, that's happening, all you can think is bear.
Right. That's when you wake up.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do? Oh. Well, I might just stay here and poop my pants and not move.
Sorry, one more. Along those same lines. What is the show? Shit, I can't remember. It's a show about people who live in Alaska, in the wilds of Alaska.
Again, I don't have cable.
Well, I don't either.
Oh.
No one has cable. It's just on.
I don't know.
All right.
I watch like every sci-fi show that comes on though. You name a sci-fi show and I'll know it. I got a lot of TV to catch up on though. No matter how many TV shows I name, there are more that I have not watched that I want to. I've got Westworld I got to watch. I haven't watched the last season of Game of Thrones. I've got a great show called Legion. One of the best. There are all these comic book shows now, but Legion is kind of really excellent. There's several of them.
And Man in the High Castle is coming back October.
Oh, that's right.
In October, and I cannot wait.
I'm digging it now that they've gotten away from the book. To me,
I never read the book.
It's
so.
I should say diverged from the book. I feel better. It's just like Game of Thrones and the people who read it, and now that the last season had nothing, it was original.
Yeah.
I feel kind of the same way. It's like I'm not comparing it all the time. I'm not going, well, I liked it better when it was a book, and but it's totally working now, and I'm all into it.
And all the actors are amazing.
I mean, the guy that plays the lead Nazi.
What
is his
If
name?
you had not said that,
sorry,
because he's marvelous. Rufus Sewell.
He is I'd seen him in a lot of things and he'd been great, but the fact that he can make me feel so sorry sometimes for such a son of a bitch.
I know. And also, what I find impressive is that Rufus Sewell is British.
Yeah.
His American accent, though.
The first time I saw him was on a British series.
On point.
Oh yeah, he kind of makes the show for me.
He was in A Knight's Tale. He was the bad guy in A Knight's Tale.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. He's one of those character actors that you don't notice until he gets that right role.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Well, and he's also one of those guys who he has very exaggerated features, which tend to age well.
Yeah.
Like, you look goofy when you're younger, but the only one that's not true for is Steve Buscemi. But
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer doesn't have exaggerated features.
I thought he did. I always thought he had a really exaggerated chin and the nose. And when he was young, he was just the model of the movie star. And poor guy hasn't aged gracefully. Well, I haven't aged gracefully either, so I guess it's fair.
Well, I mean, Rufus Sewell has always been attractive, but just as he gets older, the features, the super strong features, take on a different.
He does look more intense. I mean,
he plays a good Nazi.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Plays a good Nazi.
Well, on that good Nazi note.
Yeah, we'll have a top 10 who plays the best Nazis.
That's right.
List.
Yeah, great. So send your comments to Bailey. No,
please do not.
But tell us what your favorite TV shows. Have we missed something? I mean, that's by no means everything that we're watching.
No, this is just a recent sort of recap of what we've been watching.
But leave in the comments. Tell us what you've been watching, what we should check out. What's your favorite, even if it's just if it's reality TV, which I don't watch a lot of anymore. I used to watch way too much. Tell me, because if it's something worth checking out, I'm going to watch it, no matter how trashy it is. I'm the guy that watches Food Network whenever I'm cooking. I have to watch a food or travel show.
Mm-hmm. Or if you have a good recommendation for a nice sort of a historical drama, even if it's trashy, I will watch that. I'll watch that. Mm-hmm.
And then she can tell me about it.
That's right. And he'll be like, oh, interesting. I'll never watch it. You should watch Harlots, though. Oh,
yeah, absolutely. That's been recommended to me by way too many people. I got to see it. So tell us what you're watching. Don't forget, you can help us out by becoming a Patreon supporter, and that's at patreon.com/hometown. That's where you pay a little bit, whatever you want per episode. You can set a limit on it so that you don't pay too much. We're hoping that we'll start putting out some more episodes a little more frequently in the next year. We just celebrated our birthday episode last time, so
that's right.
So give us a break here. It's going to take a little while. But we're hoping to put out more episodes. We'll still aim for 2 a week, and maybe mix one up instead of just us talking or just an interview. We'll try to do some more travel stuff. We'll try to get out a little bit and shoot some festivals. It's really difficult as a one-man band. I found I keep working these festivals and I go trying to shoot the festivals. I can't work it and shoot at the same time. So we'll try to go to some other stuff that neither one of us are working. We can just go out and enjoy and bring you the best of what we're doing. So that's in the future. And you can always go to Hometown East Tennessee on the Facebook page. Leave us your comments, your thoughts. If you want to be interviewed, if you know somebody we should talk to, let us know. We got some more interviews coming up soon. And I think that's it for this week.
I think that's it.
We're not going to be releasing every single week, but we hope to be releasing better stuff when we do. So until next time, We'll see ya. I went straight to Sound of Music.